Find out what the truth is. It's out there, prove it. Out here with my druids, smoking, oh my goodness. Ball like Patrick Ewing, right like Frederick Douglass. V's up, 2 times, see it's us, yo. W, been in front, but never been a buzz. I've been enough, need a bump. Adrenaline, I let it pump, like wake me up. She gon' suck like Dyson.
I was just supposed to be while I was cutting checks. I did see Tim Pool. Had a video about Don't Say Gay. I'm very, very interested to dig into this because I actually, I've been looking for some content around this.
Say Gay thing is basically Jussie Smollett. No, for real. Like, they've made up a problem in their own minds, and now they're complaining about a problem they made up.
Is he talking about the conservatives?
Republicans are complaining about how the problem they made up is actually a good thing. And I'm like, what is going on? So, like, I'm seeing Ben Shapiro tweet at them, and he's like, why are you trying to indoctrinate kids? This bill stops that. And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Right.
It's like the left made it up, complained about it, and then the right argued it was a good thing. But none of it is true.
they got baited into, you know, defending it, essentially.
Oh, this fucking guy, dude. Who is he? He's the... Oh, he's the sketch comedian. Oh, dude. What an American icon. Let's go. I'm hyped.
Oh, that was one of those.
It's the Don't Say Straight bill, by the way.
That was the one as soon as I saw, I was kind of like, whatever you guys are saying, it's not that. I go, what's actually going on here? Everyone seems to be lying.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no,
it's so we call it.
Let's dig into it then, gents.
Kind of a point.
What does it actually do? I'm curious myself.
The Democrats calling it Don't Say Gay.
No, I know what you mean, but it is. That is the. Sorry.
I was going to say the better point is call it Don't Say Straight. Yeah. There's literally no difference between straight and gay when the context is identity or orientation. So if the bill restricts classroom discussions from preschool to 3rd grade on orientation, then you can't say straight.
What about don't secretly talk about...
Okay. Tim, buddy, pal, friend of mine. I think that's the point, is that it's obviously not going to be enforced that way. Like, they're still going to watch a Disney movie where at the end the princess kisses the prince, right? Like... The point is that now if there's a Disney movie where there, not that this is ever going to happen, but if there's a movie where there's like, you know, 2 gay leads, that movie is now off the table. That's the point, is that, yes, you are technically correct. If this was an honest attempt at just trying to like desexualize education, I guess, it would be enforced like that. It would be enforced in the way that, oh, just all mention of men and women, or men and all mention of humans romantically interacting must be scrubbed from all education materials. But obviously that is not what's going to happen. It's going to be like, well, it's not talking about sex when it's like a man and a woman. Like, that's just, oh yeah, men marry women, and that's just the norm. That's the normal thing, and anything else is some kind of weird sexual perversion. That's the point.
About sex with students bill. Can we?
It doesn't stop that. It actually, that's the thing it actually encourages.
What?
This is the craziest thing. The bill encourages teachers to secretly talk to children about these things.
I thought that it was banning them from secretly talking to children.
No, you are incorrect.
Man, it sucks to have kids.
What?
Right now.
You're saying it's like the Catholic Church being like, any sex talk's got to be one-on-one.
The bill restricts classroom discussions from preschool to 3rd grade on gender identity or orientation. That's not the bulk of the bill. Like, the actual bulk of the bill is parents must be informed about medical issues involving their children. That's it. So it's like a kid who stubs his toe. Tell the parents the kid got hurt.
If you, okay, let's say that you are...
All right, let's dig into it. In their quest to become the party of parental rights, that is the bigger... I didn't really think of it like that, but that is the bigger project here, right? Leaning into parental rights. Republicans in Florida and other states are attempting to muzzle discussion of gay and civil rights in school. One bill. Is this link going to take me to the actual bill? HB 15. Let's just go straight to the source, right? Is that it? That's the whole bill? Bill tag. Oh, well, let's hear. I think this is probably the overview. Requires district school boards to adopt procedures that comport with certain provisions of law for notifying students' parents of specified information. It requires such procedures to reinforce fundamental right of parents to make decisions regarding upbringing and control of their children, prohibits school districts from adopting procedures or student support forms that prohibit school district personnel from notifying parent about specified information, or that encourage student to withhold from parent such information. Hold on. Prohibit school. Okay. All right. I get. Okay. Prohibit school district personnel from discouraging or prohibiting parental notification and involvement in critical decision affecting students' mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Oh. Okay, well, here's the next part too. I'll cover this in a sec. Prohibits classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity in certain grade levels. Requires school districts to notify parents of healthcare services, authorizes parents to bring action against school district to obtain declaratory judgment. Yikes. It's so this is what you would call like a bill meant to have a chilling effect, right? This is not, it doesn't necessarily, it does a lot more than it says in the language of the bill is I guess my point. Especially when you get into that last part with the bringing action, which of course means legal action against the school. That's probably pretty broad, which is going to lead to a lot of litigation, which is going to have the chilling effect of not wanting to risk it, right? Even if you are within your legal right by the wording of this bill, you might not want to put yourself up even close to causing a lawsuit. So you might fully pull back, not even trying to dance around the borderline. So the borderline becomes a lot bigger than it actually is, right? They might set the border here in this bill, but because if you end up here, you might still go to court, which is something you just kind of want to avoid. Even if you're in the right, you end up going back here because you just, you want to draw it back that much more. So the borderline has this, you know, this force field around it that it pushes when it's passed. And that's one of the very disingenuous things about our legal system that people don't always want to talk about. Is like, oh no, see that doesn't, you know, we only draw the line here on this thing, you know, it's not going to actually change anything. No one's actually going to get in trouble for it. And if they, you know, if they get challenged, if they're in the right, they'll win. But then the reality is that people just don't have the resources to participate in the legal system. So anything that puts them even close to open to litigation is something that people run a mile away from. But beyond that, another thing that was some of this wording was like just a little long-winded and confusing. It's not easy to fully pick up on while I'm trying to read it without muddling my words. But this part is a safety concern, I would say. Prohibits school district personnel from notifying. Oh, no. Here it is. Prohibits school district personnel from discouraging or prohibiting parental notification and involvement. So, I mean, that's crazy, right? Like if a parent is literally abusing a child and the child wants to tell a teacher and the teacher doesn't want to notify the parents because the parents are the ones involved in harming the child, that sounds crazy to me that they would prohibit school districts from even discouraging, let alone prohibiting parental notification. That can't be. I mean, there's got to be a loophole for that, right? There's like, if it's like literally like I go home and I get fucking beaten by my drug addict parents, it can't be like, oh, I'm telling you this and I have to go tell, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Fuckface, your kid says that you're beating him. Can you not, maybe? My kid's a dirty fucking liar. I told him what God does to liars. Damn it. people are fucking insane. Oh my god, I don't know if I can. Yeah, this shit's crazy. Job procedure, dude. Does anybody actually read this? Like anybody? Like even the like. This is all bullshit, right? I mean, that's what they do here. I mean, someone had to write it, and I guess a few people probably read it over after it was written, but even that I find maybe a little hard to believe. I guess lawyer, yeah, no, someone had to read it, but it's so dumb. Has anybody who's not a lawyer read this? Definitely not. Oh, this is just the intro that I just read. Okay. Just want to see if there's anything. Can I find the part specifically? Mental, emotional, withhold from school district personnel may not discourage or prohibit parental notification of involvement in critical decisions affecting students. This subparagraph does not prohibit a school district from adopting procedures that permit school personnel to withhold such information from a parent if a reasonably prudent person would believe that disclosure will result in a... Okay, all right, yeah. But again, this is that chilling effect right here. If all of this is open to litigation now, how do you make that determination, right? That it would result in abuse and abandonment and all that. Like, even playing close to that line, someone could argue, well, no, it wasn't going to result to that. So you're in the wrong. I'm going to sue you. You're liable now. So the chilling effect would be that they're just going to opt on the side of discouraging, prohibiting parental notification, even if it may, to a reasonably prudent person, believe that disclosure would result in abuse, abandonment, you know, and all the rest. And it's funny because what Tim Pool said in the very beginning of all this was probably the most accurate description, what are we at, 152, of what this bill is. This bill is merely...
they've made up a problem in their own minds, and now they're complaining about a problem they made up, and Republicans are complaining about how...
Okay, I need to, hold on, I need to record this part because this is going on the soundboard. It's just too real.
Jussie Smollett. No, for real, like, they've made up a problem in their own minds, and now they're complaining about a problem they made up, and Republicans are complaining about how the problem they made up is actually a good thing. And I'm like...
Whatever you guys are saying.
They don't stop that.
That's literally it.
Actually,
I couldn't have said it better
that's the thing.
myself. They make up a problem. It's the same thing with the voter ID shit. Like, you make up a problem and then make up a solution that actually benefits the thing that you really have a problem with but didn't want to say, and not the thing that you said was the problem that is not a real problem.
It actually encourages. This is the craziest thing. The bill encourages teachers to secretly talk to people to third grade. Tell the
Republican side super in favor of kids. Is there anyone arguing that sex needs to be taught to JK?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, is that
100%. They need to
they're
know
like,
what
yo,
trans-
so? How old are you when you're
They need to know what
JK?
like 6, 5?
So they're saying 5-year-olds need to be like, here's what anal sex
No.
looks like.
It's 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
Preschool is 4 years old, and third grade goes up to 8-year-olds.
Where's that? Where are they arguing that should happen?
So the issue is that this is why I said
Like,
the
anyone legitimately, like, is there?
So
or
CNN,
is this,
Someone play
not
some
like fringe
fucking
bloggers,
Elden
or is
Ring,
this
bro.
CNN
legitimate?
runs the story about Kate McKinnon, I think her name is, on SNL.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's 420
And she does a
too.
bit where she's first pretending that it's like you can't insult someone by calling them gay, and then she realizes what it actually is. But CNN shows the bill would restrict discussions of gender identity and orientation in preschool through third grade over Kate McKinnon talking about it. So I'm like, do we sit here and just assume that the people who go on CNN, the people who watch CNN, aren't aware of what the bill is and genuinely think it's stopping kids from talking about orientation? Or do we assume, based on CNN
it literally
accurately
says that,
reporting
right?
it?
Hold on. It literally does say that. Where is it? Let's find it in the sections here. Oh my God. These motherfuckers are appointing magistrates. Oh my God. Oh no. The Christians are out of control. Yo, they got the magistrates back, bro. Yo, new magistrate just dropped. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh no. Wow, I'm so glad I just saw that. Ay ay ay. I can't get over that, bro. It's never good when the magistrates are out and about. Get your fucking inquisitioning robes, boys. We're going on an inquisition now. We got a fucking magistrate. Requests that the Commissioner of Education to appoint a special magistrate who is the member of the Florida Bar in good standing, who has had at least 5 years experience in administrative law. The special magistrate shall determine facts relating to the dispute over the school district procedure or practice, consider information provided by the school district, and render a recommended decision for resolution to the State Board of Education within 30 days of receipt of the request by the parent. Oh boy. Magistrates gonna magistration, aren't they? That's what they always say. The State Board of Education must approve or reject the recommended decision. Blah, 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 blah. The cost of the special magistrate should be borne by the school district. No, nice. Oh, fuck me. It's not funny, is it? It's rather serious. Yeah. Tim's not going to talk about the magistrate. Tim's unconcerned. He's pro magistrate. Oh, here it is. This is the part he said didn't exist. Classroom instruction by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may not occur in kindergarten through grade 3 or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. This is another one where it's like on its face value, right? On the words on the page, it's not that bad. It's not that, it's like it's towing a line, right? But it also knows the chilling effect of that line and how in a court of law, anything that's even remotely broad can be interpreted in very bad faith by bad actors who want to push that line a lot further than the words on the page said it. So, okay. Should kindergartners be like learning about sexual orientation? Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, probably not. But should kindergartners be able to watch a movie that has 2 gay people in it that's age appropriate? Like, fucking prince marrying another prince? Is that okay in the fairy tale, or is that talking about sexual orientation and gender identity? Because again, Tim Pool is claiming that, it's like, straight is a sexual orientation, so they can't talk about being straight either. But, there's such a normative culture of heterosexuality that it is just kind of there. And I think the idea is to start normalizing the fact that people don't have to live that way. And there are other ways of living that are perfectly acceptable and deserving of respect and rights. But how do you do that if that's now considered, if even just an image of 2 men holding hands in a kid's book is considered teaching about gender orientation or sexual orientation or gender identity. That's where things get a little blurry and a little beyond what's on the page. Because again, you know, kindergarten through grade 3, okay, those are like little kids. Would that be acceptable on face value to just not really be teaching kindergartners through 3rd grade year old kids about anything sexual related? Just kind of let them have their innocence and be kids, which is probably developmentally healthy. Yeah. Let's assume in best faith that's what it is, but then they again open themselves up here, or in a manner that is not age appropriate, developmentally appropriate. You know, what is that age? We don't fucking know. Like, that's very much open to interpretation by bad faith actors. You know, what was it? A 12-year-old has a sex ed class about I think that was about the age I had my first sex ed class, right? And some fucking Karen thinks that's not age appropriate for her little wubba lubba. You know, that's open to a lawsuit now. And schools are underfunded as it is, and now they got to pay a fucking magistrate apparently. So it's like, you know, they're paying a lawyer who's actually a lawyer trying to hurt them, not help them. And then they also have to pay a lawyer to defend them. It's like, no, they're just going to not fucking deal with it. And most of them probably don't want to anyways. So this is just an excuse now to turn away from that kind of thing. And it, you know, pushes the line. It pushes the fucking line beyond what they have plausible deniability for.
They know, and they're trying to teach 4-year-olds about sexual activities.
Yeah, because you're. I see what your point is. You go, I mean, if you're lying, at least you're just up to your old tricks. But if you're not lying,
or
it's
dumb.
worse. Yeah, or whatever.
So
right?
my thing is,
it's also just strange where you go. I get the. I think that people just they leave any sort of thought when they go, this is what our team thinks, and you go, really? You want to, like, what grown adult really wants to take someone else's kid and be like, let me tell you about sex when they're 4? But
the bill.
I don't.
Hold
I've seen a bunch
on,
of them on
my friends. The bill doesn't stop this. A teacher, a janitor, a school district employee can walk.
Well, the janitor should be teaching you.
I mean, I learned all about sex from my janitor.
Because the bill says school district employee.
Oh, wise guy, eh?
Walk up to a group of 10
couple
kids
of wise
kids, I'd like to talk to you
guys,
about why you're trans.
cracking
and the
wise.
bill doesn't stop that. What the bill stops is that if they're in the classroom for a specific classroom discussion.
Well, does it encourage that though? It just it doesn't
Dude,
have anything to do with that.
He doesn't. He's so
You're
full
allowed
of shit, bro. He's literally full of shit. I just in 2 seconds read the bill. That is not what it says. It has it literally, it doesn't say that you can. The loophole is you can now talk to them in private. It's like no anything. It's like without notifying parents, you get in mad fucking trouble. That's what it says. He's oh god. It's like, come on, dude.
To have one-on-ones, but they can't be teaching in a group setting.
Read the fucking bill. It's not that hard. I found it in 2 seconds on Google.
Group settings. They're not allowed in classroom settings.
What, it doesn't say. It literally. Where is he? He's making this up. It doesn't say anywhere about it being like specifically. Oh, only in the subsection B here. Only if talking in the classroom. Outside of the classroom, it's fine. It's like, no, dude. They got a whole fucking magistrate, Tim. What, you think the magistrate's only going to be in the classroom? Get out of town.
Specifically means the bell rings, it's 9 a.m., the teacher walks in and says, everybody turn to page 17 and we're going to learn about oral.
Right.
They can't do that. They can, after class, walk
Take
up
them
to
to the
group.
woods and show them the...
I don't know about all that, but they can. So let's say there's a group of kids and they're talking about this stuff. The teacher can hear it and walk
Dude,
over
literally, the other thing is, this isn't even about... I mean, it's a little bit about like sexual education. There's some of that, but like the part he's talking about or saying doesn't exist was talking about sexual orientation or gender identity. It wasn't even like sex ed, you know? He's just...
Ask me anything you want and we'll talk all about it.
Tim Pool
You gotta tell the parents.
is...
No, for real. Like, they've made up a problem in their own minds and now they're complaining about a problem they made up. And Republicans are...
He's complaining about a problem he fucking made up, dude. Like...
After school, if it's in the class.
and fine. as far as Republicans are
This is
concerned.
such a weird diversion. It's like, I don't, where is he? It's not even a good, like, if you're just going to make shit up about the bill, like, make it good, right? Because it's like, he's so clearly making it up. Why not just take it all the way? Be like, actually, this bill only says that you can't have sex with children if you're the teacher. That's actually the only thing it says on the bills. I don't know why Democrats, it's almost like they want to have sex with children. It's like, just do that, dude. At least you're trying, you know, at least like that has some punch to it. Like, what is this?
Because they're still in a classroom setting, even if it's after
Classroom discussions.
Even if it's like after school, if it's in the classroom.
It's essentially about the curriculum is what the argument's about, right?
Right. So one-on-one is in the clear. There may be some questions about with more than one person, but nothing is stopping a teacher from having a. Let's just go to that point. A teacher can walk up to a student who's 4 years old by themselves, pull them out of the classroom.
Yo,
and
you
say,
gay or nah?
Right. Yeah.
Dude, this is so funny. Where is he getting this from? Okay, well, okay, all right. This is where he's getting it from, right? Someone's told him this. Classroom instruction by school personnel. So essentially, outside of school is fine. Students, but this would fall under student support if it's still in the school building and you're acting as a teacher. You know, yeah, he's full of shit. It's just he's grasping at this word here, as if it doesn't broadly cover it everywhere else in the bill. But there's a fucking magistrate, dude. You think they're gonna be getting away with that kind of shit with a magistrate around? I don't think so.
And but there's one thing the bill does. They can't say don't tell your parents. They can't do that. So they can still have private discussions about this stuff. They can,
but
say
it has to be
nothing,
notified, so it's
but
not
if they say,
private.
don't tell your parents. Now they're crossing the line. They're
Like
breaking
the
the law.
teacher says, don't tell your parents.
Yeah.
And
So
then what's
this-
this?
What about
trans
it? Should be
I'll tell you this.
I've been
I
trying
got-
to get to the bottom of this, to be honest, because it did feel like I go, what the hell is actually happening here?
So let's say your kid's at
it's like
school,
a
right?
propaganda salad coming around from everywhere.
Let's say your kid's at school and he gets a stomach ache, and so they say we want to give the kid some Pepto, make his stomach feel better. Got to tell the parents.
Good.
Democrats are opposed to that
That's no.
because the
Dude, that was already the case, bro. That's not what it is. Again, it's like he's totally twisting what this is going to be used for. It's the chilling effect that matters. It's the, you know, like if a parent is maybe mentally abusing their child because they're gay or whatever, it's limiting the options of good-hearted, concerned teachers and administrators who would want to try and help. It's making it more difficult for them. That's all it is.
reality here is they're saying don't say gay as a psychological attack. Conservatives have fallen for it. Conservatives are playing into that narrative because the reality of the bill is they want to make sure parents don't know what's happening to their children, period. It's not about
Oh my God, dude.
gay. It's not about straight. It's not even about any one specific thing. It's about saying don't let parents know what we're doing.
He's making up a problem, bro. That's not what it, no one cares about that.
in general.
Because then we can now take that principle and do some.
What people do care about and are very vocally caring about is the fact that it's okay to be gay and trans in the modern America. That's something people have a problem with. And it's not perfect because all this pushback, but I'm saying that like we have moved to a place where we're trying to make it. Oh my God, dude, she's calling me. Are you serious right now? She can chill. She can fucking chill.
Critical race theory.
Do teach them whatever we want.
So they claim they're not teaching critical race
So it's
theory.
more about
then they admit
that.
it. It's just, you know, it wasn't until COVID we actually learned what they were doing to kids because the Zoom classrooms and the teachers got freaked out. And like we saw these leaked calls where they're like, parents are finding out what I'm telling their kids. That's what it's about. The teachers can't teach children things, you know, outside of curriculum. Parents can sue the teachers if they go outside curriculum. Teachers can't, you know, take medical action against a child without parental consent or advisement. If a kid has a medical, mental, or physical issue, they have to inform the parents. And then one provision is preschool through third grade, you can't have classroom discussions on orientation or identity.
There is
all
something
very reasonable things.
It's not unreasonable. And you know what else there is something to be said about? If you want to teach like essentially
Canadian
your
detected.
worldview and propaganda, then be a university teacher because that's basically the job. You get to do your course and you can kind of teach.
This shit's so freaking hilarious from people who want to like teach the Bible in school. You know, it's like fuck off.
Yeah.
And nothing, and the hypocrisy doesn't matter. I mean, you know, we're talking about all this trans stuff, but like all the stuff that they were mad at people about for 4 years straight, Ukraine could be doing all of that, and it could be, you know, on video, and it'd be, all right, we don't care.
I mean, there was that you guys before the show. You pulled up Zelensky, and he was doing like
exactly.
Roman salutes, Nazi salutes, and he was making jokes about buying Hitler's book and all that stuff.
Well, he's making jokes about how the Mein Kampf was sold out in the Ukraine.
Which is because the Azov
but
in the
imagine-
Western
yeah,
Ukraine
imagine
are
that.
like
Whoa, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Why are they, dude? That's weird, bro. They're doing straight up. This is Kremlin shit. The Kremlin gremlins over at the Timcast IRL. Oh shit. Hey, yeah. Hey. What the fuck, bro? Boy.
Roman salutes, Nazi salutes, and he was making jokes about buying Hitler's book and all that stuff.
Well, he's making jokes about how the Mein Kampf was sold out in the Ukraine.
which is because the Azov
but
in the
imagine-
Western
yeah,
Ukraine
imagine
are
that.
like militant Nazis.
what we were
They've been
talking
around.
about.
since
No, but
the
imagine that
80s.
was, you know,
My
some, you know,
God,
politician running
dude.
for New York. That's,
Well,
you know,
yeah, but also like, you know, Putin was like, we're going to denazify, and everybody's like, okay, whatever. Like, that's your pretext. Nobody actually believes that. And then you,
we're the
more you
ones
see
that
it,
call
you're
people
like,
Nazis.
yeah, well, but then you see it, and you're like, oh, there actually are like quite a bit.
Yeah.
Of like
Yeah,
real
in-
Nazis. And then remember in the Ottawa thing, the protesters, and they go, look, there's like a Confederate flag, there's like a Nazi flag. You're all Nazis. And then you go, okay, so there's all these
guy?
people. Then are all these people in Ukraine Nazis then? All the people you also
They don't care.
Well, I know they don't care, but it's
No, that's reserved for podcasters.
The Azov were basically in Western Ukraine during World War II. They were like insurgent Nazis that were fighting on the side of the Germans.
Right. But my point
Leftover
is,
from when Ukraine was a German protectorate after World War One.
so there's definitely like
Thanks,
a
Ian.
nuance to all of these points. But my point is that
Historical
the
facts with
nuance is
Ian.
granted very differently in every situation. And it's pretty egregious to the point where it's interesting. I would even see with other people, I go, they're not going to get hyped up about something completely opposite a day later, are they? And they will.
Hold on.
Thanks
What
for
is she
checking out
asking
this
for?
segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you
It's
want
a
more,
whole fucking check request. Yo. This bitch is tripping.